Welcome to Freshers Now, a YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss the next level of the parts of speech, that is adverbs. Adverbs are the modifiers of a verb, adjective, and other adverb, and even a whole sentence. So, we come to learn in detail about this. Now let's begin. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word or a phrase which modifies a verb, an adjective, or other adverb, or even a whole sentence, as I said. Now, to know that, even more than that, let us come to know that in sentences in brief. For example, I say, she sings melodiously. When I say she sings melodiously, the term melodiously is modifying the verb, sings. In the same way, John is very active. Here, adjective, active is modified. How? With very. In the same manner, the visitors came to my house too early. Here, it's modifying the other adverb, that is early. What is that? It is TOO2. So this is where we can understand the use of these adverbs like today, usually, nicely, there, however, occasionally, slowly, quickly. So we come to know that in detail some more adverbs. The different types of adverbs. What are the different types of adverbs? We have adverbs of time, adverb of place, adverb of manner, adverb of conjunction, and say adverb of affirmation, adverb of negation, interrogative adverb, adverb of number. In this way, we have different kinds of adverbs. Now let us come to know that in the form of sentences, how these are identified in a sentence. Say, he will visit today, I said. Here, today is referring the time, that is when. So there is a time there. And say, they usually come to my office. Now here, usually speaks about the frequency, how often they come. In the same manner, I say, she speaks nicely. Here, nicely speaks about the manner, how she speaks. So, in the same manner, conjunctive adverbs, however, he can manage it. When I said this, here the conjunctive adverb is however. When I say it could possibly happen, I could say that. Here it is about the probability. And with the help of possibly, it is identified that it is referring the probability. In the same manner, it is extremely interesting. This extremely refers adverb of degree. That is the intensity in that. So this is where we could understand. Now let's see how a few more examples are going to help us in different ways. Now, for example, if I say adverbs of time, we have the words to be used in a sentence like yesterday, tonight, now, tomorrow. For example, if I say adverbs of place, here, there, inside, everywhere. In the same manner, adverb of manner, as I said, kindly, quickly, slowly, nicely. And adverb of degree. And here you can say very, extremely, severely, to, completely. And the conjunctive adverbs like therefore, however, anyway, accordingly. Like adverbs of probability, or you can say that opinion, like possibly, perhaps, maybe, certainly, surely, presently. So this is where we could use. Here, the most important thing is you should understand a common mistake with many people that happens because of an idea that was formed. An adverb is identified by just adding ly to a word. But we should also understand that it is incorrect. But it is half the way, I should say. Because there are the words with ly and the adjectives as well. So, we should not be fixed with an idea saying that just by adding ly to a word, it is said to be an adverb. We should understand whether it is a modifying word or not. Now I'm going to teach you here, the most important thing is adverbs of comparisons, like a comparative and superlatives. In the earlier lesson, we learned that these adjectives in the form of comparatives and superlatives. In the same manner, here we have these adverbs in comparatives and as well in case of superlatives, where they make comparisons. Now, for example, I remind him more often nowadays. Here is an adverb that it is more often. So we should understand that here it is modifying it. And so, for example, the other we can say, girls usually perform better than boys. Now this is what we can say that. Now let's see that how superlative adverbs are used. He most often comes late to office. Here most, as you have already learned. And the other example I should say, though she did best, she wasn't recognized. Even in this we can understand that here the comparatives and superlatives are used as adverbs in these sentences. Now, the other most important level of understanding, the use of adverbs. And now let's know about the three positions of the adverbs in a sentence. Because it depends on the position of a word in a sentence, how a word is modifying. It can be in the front, that is at the beginning, or in the middle, or at the end. Now let's look at the examples here so that it is easy to understand. Perhaps I'll be there tomorrow morning. Now perhaps is the one is to say that it is an adverb at the beginning. In the same manner, he hardly knew them. He hardly knew them. Here, hardly is after the subject and before the verb. So we can understand it is between a subject and a verb. And say, the children closed the books and ran to the playground. Now we can understand it is at the end of the sentence. At the end of the sentence, the place it is there. Now, I would like to tell you that most important idea that how these words of adverbs used in a sentence. We should understand that it is going to relate with the other words depending on the position of the word in a sentence. Now, here I give an example so that it will be easy for you to follow that. Say, I went to the market, or I say, I went to buy vegetables from the market. Only I added here as an adverb. If I say that only I went to the market or went to buy vegetables from the market, here only is trying to take I, and that is how here the emphasis is made on the subject there with the help of the adverb. Now, if I'm going to change the position of this adverb in this way, saying, I went only to buy vegetables from the market. Here, I'm trying to emphasize the purpose, that is, to buy. And if I say here, trying to replace the position of only here, I went to buy only vegetables from the market. Here it is, I'm trying to refer the object, the specific object, what I'm going to buy or when to buy. Now say, if I replace it a little more further and say that I went to buy vegetables only from the market, not elsewhere. So, this is how where we could understand the modifications, the changes that happen in the use of these adverbs depending on the position of the word in a sentence. So that is how where we need to be careful in the use of these adverbs. And if you have any queries with regard to this topic, please mention in the comments box below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to this further. You'll come to know many more topics and many more in detail. Thank you.